So, why I like Canik? Uh, Basically, it's kind of like Hollow Sun for me. It's not that I love Hollow Sun, it's that Hollow Sun makes the best cheap ass optic. If my optic said Big Willie's Fuck Barn on the side of it, I wouldn't give a fuck as long as it was the best one that was for the money, whatever. If it was $100 aim point, which is pretty much what Hollow Sun is, I'd like it. That's my feeling about Canik. I like Walther pistols. I like the Walther P99, and I think that the best versions of the Walther P99 are made in Turkey by Canik. What? Yeah. I think that the Caniks are better guns than the Walthers, and here's my reasoning on that. Canik listens to the American gun shooting community. Not all of the gun community, but a couple of like key, you know, parts of it, because they were trying to sell pistols. And when they did that, they modified their guns in such ways that they made more interesting guns than Walther ever made. Um, let's start off with I like their Ambi slide release. It's good. I like their mag release. It's good. Their takedown mechanism is also good. Their sights on the earlier models, their sights were less than ideal, but were acceptable. And on their newest models, I see no reason to replace the sights unless you must have tritium. If you're not going to run tritium, you can just run the factory Canik sights, and that's huge. The fact that this is ready to run out of the box with sights that I actually like to shoot, that's cool. The one that I have here in my hands, I'm holding is a Canik TP9 Elite SC, and it has the cutout for a optic. And this is another thing that I like about Canik is you're getting a very forward-looking pistol and a very feature-heavy pistol. And here's the best part: is it's $350 to $400, and you'd be like, "Well, surely this gun can't work." Oh, but it does. I've had four Caniks at this point, and they shoot. They shoot a lot, and they shoot well. I even had one of the early ones with the button no death on top. It had the Walther P99 had a button to decock the mechanism because it was a double action, single action pistol. One of the good things that Canik did was go to a single action only. However, they kept that decock button for some reason. So it had like a button that would just make your gun not shoot anymore until you ran the slide. Like, that's kind of stupid. And Tim at Military Arms Channel famously pointed that out to them. And honestly, thank you, Tim. You can thank Tim for these guns being much better. It was a good thing to take that off the guns, especially because now they're mounting optics in that place. Like, I don't know. I fell in love with the Caniks when I first got them because I picked up the Canik TP9. I want to say SA. I think it is. That's the first one with the button of death. I picked it and an HK VP9 up the same day at the same gun store because the HK VP9 was out new and I was buying it, and I kind of impulse bought the Canik. And I get them, I take them to the range, I shoot them both, and I much preferred the Canik to the HK. And the Canik I impulse bought because it was $329. So I sold that HK. I kept the Canik for a few months until I kind of got bored with it and sold it too, because I'm that way. Like, or at least I was, especially then. This was when I was in college, and like uh, I I was not actively pursuing many romantic relationships. So instead, I was just fucking going through guns because that's pretty much me. I have two modes. One's collecting pussy, for lack of a better term. I guess dick, more accurately. But that's one mode, and the other mode is collecting guns. I guess third mode is what I'm in now, which is like some sort of hybrid fusion going forward into the future. But anyway, as a result, I went through miniguns in college. And this is where I had a couple of Caniks, to be honest. I bought that first Canik TP9SA, and then I didn't buy another Canik for a long time until they made their Elite their Elite Compact or whatever it is, or forget what did they call that? It was just the TP9 Elite, but it was the 15 round magazine one. I bought one of those because I was like, okay, you took the button I didn't like off, and now you made it a Glock 19, and you made it cool two-tone gray and red, and yeah, fuck it, I'll try another one. And I liked that gun too. I've liked every one of these I've ever had. My reasoning for selling them was usually just that I wanted to try other things, and it was a chunk of money. It wasn't that it was a bad gun or anything like that. It's just I'm not the kind of person that keeps a plastic pistol like that usually. I've kind of settled on a few of those to keep. Maybe we'll see. We'll see how that works out. But after that, I wanted another Canik, so I bought the full size version of that same gun. The I forget what they called that. Anyway, it was the full size without the button of death. And it was a good gun too, and I ended up selling both of those when I cleared out my entire collection to do knife making, pretty much. The one I have here now is a Canik TP9 Elite subcompact, the one I accidentally said a minute ago. And I really like this gun. It's kind of fucking perfect, and like that's why I bought it. It came with a 12 round mag and a 15 round mag. It can take an optic. It is basically the same size as that G19 one, but now you can vary the grip size on it, which is bitchin'. I kind of wish it had a 10 round flush fit magazine or a 12 round flush fit magazine, even, but some sort of magazine that was flusher to the grip than the one that it has is like a pinky extension kind of thing, which is dope. I do like that. I like having a bigger grip, but there's no option to have it flatter. And the cool part about having a Glock 26 is that it's a big gun that you can fit in your pocket. It shoots like a big gun in a lot of ways, but it is a very small pocket gun. The Glock 26 has some magic to it, especially if you put an extended magazine in it. That's like the real key to the Glock 26, I think, is actually the 12 round mag. And from that argument, you could make the argument that then this thing is perfect. That's kind of where I'm at with it, is that Canik for $400 makes the Glock that I want. And it's based on a Walther that I like. And several of the things that I really like about the Walther still shine through, much as the look of the back of the gun and the cocking indicator has this very James Bond look to it, and I think that's fucking cool. Like I've done videos on Walthers on this channel in the past. I had a PPQ and a P99 AS. I don't know if I ever did any other videos on Caniks. I had them. I played with them, but I never did a review on one because it was, I don't know. It wasn't when I was making videos, for one. And for two, it wasn't a pistol that particularly thrilled me, other than the fact that it was cheap. And the fact that it was cheap and I liked it better than the HK. But in reality, like, I know now that's just because I fucking hate HKs. That's, nothing against that HK VP9 or whatever. I'm sure someone thinks that's a great gun, but it's not me. And I would much rather have the Canik. which is like a Turkish-made copy of a Walther. So I like Walther that much better than HK. I guess is what it comes down to. Is that when I shot a Turkish-made Walther clone side by side with the brand new H&K, I went, well, fuck it. I guess I like fucking Coors Light or whatever. It's like having champagne and Coors Light and deciding that you like the Coors. It's the champagne of beers. Uh, the cool part to me about the Canik is that it has relatively affordable magazines. It's a relatively affordable gun. You can get decent holsters made for it. It's optics ready. Like it crosses a lot of boxes for me, and I think it does that a lot better than Glock does. And like this is one of the few things that like E Honda and I always agreed about on Matt's show, and that's that Canik makes one of the best pistols you can buy. And yeah, they might be made in Turkey, and yeah, you might be supporting terrorism, but goddamn, do they make a good fucking Walther clone? They make a good clone of several things, to be honest. Turkey makes interesting stuff. Um, Turkey's one of these rising powers in reality that a lot of people don't know to be worried about yet, but we probably should. The fact that Turkey can make a military quality pistol, which this Canik is every bit, and sell it here in the US for $400 means that they can equip an army with shit like this too. And that's the other thing we're seeing in Ukraine is the use of the Bayraktar fucking drones or whatever they are from Turkey. Turkey's, as I understand it, I have not been to Turkey recently, but I've had friends that have been in the arms industry and shit that have been to Turkey and seen the interworkings of some of these places. And I don't know who went to Turkey with billions of dollars and decided to set up an arms industry to replace the United States, but that's kind of what it looks like. Like that's some conspiracy theory territory or whatever, but Turkey's always been big into guns. Any country that shares a border with Russia is usually big into guns. Maybe it's just that. I don't know. Back to the Canik though. If I were gonna get a Canik, which one would I get? I I would get one of the optics ready models, and I would either get the TP9 Elite or the Elite Subcompact, depending on whether or not you wanted the ability to change mag sizes. If you didn't want to change mag sizes, then I would just go with the Glock 19 size one. The other argument that I would go for is you should get the big Canik, the race gun Canik, because like that's cool. It's cool that they sell a race gun for like I think it's $500, and it's pretty pimpin'. It has a bunch of race gun features. Like you could legitimately take that Canik to some competitions and shoot in the open division, and if you're a good shooter, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how it would stack up against other guns, but for the money, you could at least compete in with those guns, and that's crazy. And all of the Caniks I've had shot extremely accurately. And when I say extremely accurately, I mean like they were shooting up with Glocks, and not like factory Glocks even, but like I've had a couple of different high end custom Glock barrels and frames and slides and shit, and different combinations of that. And I, I don't know. I don't have a preference between that and the Canik. And like a lot of the accuracy difference has to do with it having a good trigger and having a red dot on it with pistols. And the ability to mount a red dot gives you that. The having a good trigger, every Canik has a fucking excellent trigger in it. It's very good. It is Walther PPQ. Like honestly, they bought a Walther PPQ, copied it part for part internally, and then threw it away or whatever. They don't care. If I was going to equip a army of people or like a boat full of equipment for some expedition, I would buy Canics. The other argument here would be, oh, you should get the Sig M17 because the army adopted it. Eh, I get why the army likes it, and I like the one I have, and I like it for a lot of the same reasons I like this Canik. It's price and modernization and optics and a lot of shit like that. But at the same time, I think this Canik is a better gun than the fucking new Sig pistol that the army bought. I've got both of these guns. I don't know. I don't know which one I would say is the better gun. And that should tell you all you need to know really about Canik. It's a $350 gun, maybe $500 gun at the outside that literally could be fielded by any army in the world. It's a military grade pistol. I hope this sells someone on Canik. I don't get something for or against. I don't get something either way, is what I'm saying. But I like these guns, and I don't like the amount of shit that they get talked on the internet, considering what good guns they are. Thanks for watching.